Hey, thanks for checking this out today. I think I'm just gonna go over some news stuff that I got going on. Well, I guess the country of America has going on. There was a new peace deal signed. I'll turn this down a little bit too. That should be better. There was a new peace deal signed with Iran. And this is a little bit of a recap, and then I'll cover the full text of the 14-point agreement they made as well. So this is just how the memo... Actually, let's go through the 14 points first, and then see how it actually... I don't know what he's saying. So this is the full text of the agreement between the U.S. and Iran. Apparently it was leaked. This was posted yesterday at 1:42 p.m. by Nick Popoli, Tiago Ventura. All right. The U.S. and Iran are expected to officially sign a memorandum of understanding on Friday, so that's tomorrow. And sign a memorandum. Is that too loud? I feel like that's too loud. Hang on. I can't even hear myself talk. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but... Yeah, so basically on Friday there's going to be a some type of, I guess, memorandum of understanding between America and Iran. And I have a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a conspiracy theory around that. I have no idea if it's actually ongoing or anything related to it. It's just kind of what I see as a possibility of why he would have made an agreement like that. So this is what the article goes into, the 14 points that they agreed, or they're going to potentially agree on. Expected to officially sign a memorandum of understanding on Friday that lays out the terms of an extended 60-day ceasefire that will allow time for further negotiations to take place. Hours after an outdated version of the 14-point agreement was leaked to some media outlets, a senior U.S. administration official read the memorandum, which outlines commitments aimed to ensure the full toll-free reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and the termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon. So it says... the termination of military operations on all fronts. All fronts. Does that mean the agreement asserts that Iran can never develop a nuclear weapon, a promise the regime has made in the past? The agreement states that the U.S. and Iran will address Iran's existing stockpile of enriched material, with the minimum methodology to be down blending on site until the supervision of inspectors with the International Atomic Energy Agency. Okay, so basically they're still allowed to try and get nuclear energy as long as they have a, I guess, an international agent watching them that's in charge of the Atomic Energy Agency. Okay, so a little bit of supervision. I'm for that. My understanding is I'm an advocate for nuclear energy. I think it's great. It's virtually free in the long term, and the monumental things that it could accomplish for the U.S. alone is astronomical. I can only see it being beneficial for America. So if they want to mess around with it and maybe, I don't know, Chernobyl themselves, who are we to stop them? You know, if they want to mess around with nuclear energy in the middle of the desert, why do we have to be the world leaders on that? I don't know. That's my understanding, especially because if you let them do it, that means we can learn what not to do, which means we might actually get it quicker rather than later. It also indicates that Tehran may be able to tap into a 300 billion development fund for Iran's reconstruction and economic development. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they need it. Their state of economy, everything's destroyed over there. So this is where I feel like there might have been something on the back end that happened between the China negotiations over the last few weeks, including what was going on with Taiwan, I believe, and the chip manufacturing. Maybe there was some type of like leniency on chip manufacturing in accordance with, hey, you help Iran kind of rebuild, and we'll use them as a neutral meeting point. Maybe I feel like the China negotiations actually have a significant impact on this, more than people are actually even considering. This is where I say this is my kind of conspiracy theory. I don't see it actually holding any water. I'm just guessing, because if you think about the back end, what would Trump get from doing something like this? Oh boy, peace, cool, yeah, whatever. There's got to be something with China though, because that's the only way he'd take this type of play and allow it to run through, is if China actually did sweeten the pot with something for the US. Maybe to be completely honest, because I think China actually has a lot of consolidated debt with the US. So basically the US owes a lot of money to China. And I think China was trying to negotiate a deal of debt. This might be a way to do it, like a, hey, you fix Iran and we will pretty much allow this debt to start to be absolved through different negotiation tactics. So I don't know. That's kind of my conspiracy theory with it. So I don't know. But let's let's continue on. It also indicates that Tehran may be able to tap into a 300 billion development, reconstruction and economic development, provided it meets commitments laid out in a final deal. The negotiations would also set out a plan for the lifting of all U.S. sanctions against Iran in an agreed upon schedule. Okay, yeah, and that allows China to start doing global trade again, which allows for the U.S. to buy their stupid goods, and the economy starts to run again. That's why I mean China is involved with this. It is not as simple as just U.S. Iran politics. It can't be that easy. At least I don't see it being that easy. I need my drink. Let's see. I gotta fix my chat real quick too. For whatever reason, it does not ever actually reload. Alright, cool. Okay. Alright. That's good. I will do that. Yep. Alright. Looks good. Alright, so we'll start right here. I'll have to figure out how to clip that out somehow when I edit. A senior U.S. official stressed that the U.S. team is clear-eyed about what it was agreeing to and what it was expecting out of Iran, and that President Donald Trump is prepared to restart military action if needed. Of course he is. He keeps saying that. I just want something to happen. Stop doing this back and forth for 5 weeks to 5 months. Like, I don't even know when all of these negotiation talks started. It's just been obnoxious at this point. That's the best way I can explain it. I just get it solved and get out of there. We don't need to keep doing this. Just figure it out. That's why we elected you. And President Donald Trump is prepared to restart military action if needed. If Iran actually does all the things that they're telling you, that would be a home run deal, the official says. You could say that the MOU is final. Yeah, that's the, what was that called? Memorandum of Understanding. The MOU. But either side can walk away at any time until you really have a fulsome binding deal. Yeah. And this is what wasn't there a 10-point deal 4 weeks ago that they were just like, no, we're not going to do it because we hate you, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. But this is the full thing. United States and America and the Islam Republic of Iran and their allies in the current war by signing this MOU declared the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon, and undertake from now on not to initiate any war or any military operation against each other, and to refrain from the threat or use of force against each other, and ensuring the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Lebanon. Force against each other and ensuring the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Lebanon. Okay. The final deal will confirm the permanent termination of the war on all fronts, including in Lebanon, and other provisions of this paragraph of America, the United States of America, and the Islamic Republic of Iran undertake to respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and to refrain from interfering in each other's internal affairs. Yeah, so basically Iran saying, yeah, as long as you leave us alone, we'll allow everyone else to just be their own thing. I think. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran commit to negotiating and achieving the final deal in maximum 60 days, expendable with mutual consent. Islamic commit to negotiation and achieving the final deal in a maximum of 60 days. 60 days? Jesus, dude, that's 2 months. This is what I'm talking about. We're going to be at 5 months by the time this is done. Just do something. Immediately upon the signing of this MOU, the United States of America will begin the removal of its naval blockade and any disturbances or impediments against the Islamic Republic of Iran, and will fully end the naval blockade within 30 days. During this period, the traffic of vessels will be in proportion to the numbers of pre-war traffic being restored by the Islamic Republic of Iran. The United States of America further undertakes to remove its forces from the proximity of the Islamic Republic of Iran within 30 days after the final deal. So now we're at a full of 90 days altogether, because if you include this final deal, achieving the final deal within 60, now we're at 90 days. This could go on a year at this point. Upon the signing of the MOU, the Islamic Republic of Iran will make arrangements using its best efforts for the safe passage of commercial vessel with no charge for 60 days only from the Persian Gulf to the Sea of Oman and vice versa. The traffic of commercial vessels will immediately start, and considering the need for removing the technical and military obstacles and demeaning, what am I saying? Right? Oh no, it's demining. Oh, it is demining. By the Islamic Republic of Iran will be instated within 30 days. The Islamic Republic of Iran will conduct dialogue with the Sultanate of Oman to define the future administration and maritime services in the Strait of Hormuz. In discussion with other Persian Gulf littoral states in line, Persian Gulf littoral? I don't know. States in line with the applicable international law and the sovereign rights of coastal states of the Strait of Hormuz. So basically, upon the signing of the deal, military stuff will be done, and once that's done, there will be another policy being set up within 30 days of that. Okay. The United States of America undertakes with regional partners to develop a definitive mutually agreed plan with at least 300 billion for the reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. I mean, they do need it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think they have. Damn. Lots of college updates. Like I said, I think with this whole thing going on, the 300 billion, they kind of needed it just for the citizens over there. Not all of them are bad. I mean, I'll be honest with that. I don't see every single one of them as bad, but I will say their state of living has been so demoralized to a point where I don't even think a third world nation would be an acceptable term for it. It's almost like that's good for someone. Like, I don't know. So I'd rather see 300 billion go to the reconstruction and the development of the Islamic Republic than I would it go to US aid and Somalia fraud. 300 billion is like nothing compared to the fraud that they've already done. So I look at this and I say, yes, please give it to them over the Somalians that are stealing it all the time, every day, through a million different programs of healthcare, of free handouts, of programs. We have so much problems in America that if we could just solve that, if he pulls us out and says, all right, I'm tackling the fraud, we're fixing this, we're doing this, we'll just get more than the 300 billion we gave away back, and we're going to make sure this is done. If he can cut the funnel and it costs 300 billion, but we save like a trillion or more, God forbid that's what they find. I mean, Jesus, that'd be insane. But whatever they find in fraud, if we save more in fraud by having the reallocation of specific individual task departments within the US towards stopping this as hard as they can, that would basically inherently save us longer over the span of time. The economy would be fixed, as well as maybe even Iran. Maybe this new leadership of Iran isn't terroristic. I don't know. Who really understands? You can't say unless you actually meet the people, but from everything I see, their understanding of morality and specific terminology is vastly different than ours. Yeah. Public mechanism for the implementation of this plan will be finalized as part of a deal within 60 days. All required licenses, waivers, and permissions needed for the relevant financial transactions will be granted by the United States of America. The United States of America undertakes to terminate all types of sanctions against the Islamic Republic of Iran, including the United Nations Security Council resolutions, IAEA Board of Governors resolutions, and all unilateral U.S. sanctions, primary and secondary, in an agreed upon schedule as part of the final deal. Okay, yep, so remove the sanctions. Islamic Republic of Iran reaffirms that it shall not procure or develop nuclear weapons. Stockpile. So it's like, okay, fine. The two parties also agreed to discuss the issue of enriched and other mutually agreed materials or matters related to the Islamic Republic of Iran's nuclear needs, based on a satisfactory framework being agreed upon in the final deal. The final deal will confirm the provisions of this paragraph. So basically this just says, look, the U.S. is recognizing that you want to start facilitating nuclear energy development. Cool. We see that. We wanted to have a conversation before, but you didn't want to. You just kept denying it. You just kept calling us evil. So we had to kind of level you out a little bit. So it's kind of like... let's see. It's kind of like if the school bully is hanging out with his friends and you go ahead with, the school bully's hanging out with his friends by the park or something, and you show up with like four or six of your buddies and just light them up with paintball guns. It's kind of like that. Like, hey, You weren't willing to talk to us. You thought you could bully us, so we're going to show you that it's a lot better to talk to us. But hey, if you do, we will we'll stop doing that, and we'll help you get cleaned up a little bit, because we were never trying to be the bad guys. We were just trying to have a negotiation and a conversation about how you can properly do this and how you are not properly doing this, and why it's important to actually have that adjustment there in the first place. I wonder if this is going to peak the mic the whole time. I have no idea. Final deal will confirm the provisions of this paragraph. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran acknowledge the critical importance of the nuclear issues above mentioned. Yeah, so they see it, and now so finally, we got what we wanted. They finally said, yep, okay, we see why this is a problem. We will do it properly. That's all we wanted all along, and they just refused to go to the table. Pending the final deal, the United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran agreed to maintain the status quo. The Islamic Republic of Iran will maintain the current status quo of its nuclear program, and the United States of America will not impose any new sanctions and will not deploy additional forces in the region. Okay. Yeah. The United States of America undertakes that it immediately, upon the signing of this MOU and until the termination of sanctions, the U.S. Department of Treasury will issue waivers for the export of Iranian crude oil, petroleum products, and derivatives, and all associated services, including banking transactions, insurances, transportations, etc. Undertakes to make fully available for use the frozen or restricted funds and assets upon the implementation of the MOU. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran will mutually agree on the procedures related to the release of these funds during the negotiations. Such funds, whether retained in the original account or transferred, shall be made fully usable for payment to any ultimate beneficiary designated by the Central Bank of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The United States of America undertakes to issue all the necessary licenses and authorizations accordingly. Okay. Yep, so unfreeze their money. United States of America and Iran agree that an executive mechanism will be established to monitor the successful implementation. Yep, so just having a third-party mutual security, I feel like this is China. The United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran agree that an active mechanism will be established to monitor the successful implementation of this MOU and future compliances of the final deal. That's China. That right there, that's the China deal. That is what I am guessing. And this would immediately allude to that, because if they can agree on an executive mechanism to monitor it, an executive mechanism, all that is saying is they both agree to a mutual third-party overseer, and that would be China. That is it. After signing this MOU, the subject to the beginning of the implementation of paragraphs these of this MOU and the continuing implementation of these measures, the United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran will start negotiations. The final deal will be endorsed by a binding United Nations Security Council resolution. Okay, so maybe it's not China. I don't know. This reads like could be China. Actually, these could be two completely different things. This just means that the world has to agree to it. This just means that it could technically be China facilitating the overseeing. But overall, I could see this being extremely positive, as he does need to refocus and shift away from the Middle East, get us out of there, and just start caring about America. That's it. Just get us out of the Middle East at this point. It has been way too long. We don't need to keep being there. Just leave him alone. Like that's where I'm at. Just leave him alone. Fix America. Maybe get us nuclear energy. Maybe slash the cost of business. And at the very bottom, maybe that's when we can actually see true trickle-down economics work in like an efficient manner. I mean, that's how I see it, but I don't know. So this will be interesting to see. I personally do not see this lasting till Friday. I don't see it. happening tomorrow. There's nothing there's no part of me that has any confidence that something will actually be signed by tomorrow or Saturday. I just don't see it. I think there's going to be too much infighting. I think there's going to be someone that basically goes and tries to stop the deal from going through by sabotaging the Switzerland negotiations, or Sweden, wherever it is. It's Switzerland or Sweden where they're having it, but and that's probably, yeah, because they're like neutral. So interesting. I will be following this, probably on like the back burner, but and here's how it reflects to, oh god, unless we want to get it. Told reporters news conference earlier this year, sunset clauses, sanctions relief, funding for Iran. Yeah, Iran memorandum says, yep, 300 billion. Mechanism for implementation. President, however, insists that any investments in Iran would be voluntary. We are not investing any money in Iran, by the way, the president. The rumor got out there yesterday. Yeah, see. Did not include funding for this economic. Iran did receive billion in cash from the U.S. to settle a decades-old dispute. Country paid the U.S. 400 million in arms purchases that were never delivered. Okay. Whoa. Really? Huh. Wonder if that has to do with the Taliban, or if it has to do with the CIA operations that were going on over there. Huh. Mr. Trump told reporters Wednesday his administration will work on a parallel effort with Persian Gulf nations to address non-nuclear issues like Iran's conventional missiles and funding of terrorist proxies. Militant groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, which the U.S. has designated as terrorist organizations, has long been a point of contention. Under the JCPOA, terrorism-related sanctions the U.S. imposed on will remain in place. Although critics suggested the sanctions relief the U.S. provided could free up cash for Iran to fund terrorism. Yeah, I know. That's the double side of the coin. On one side, you have, oh, this could be great. Now they can fix their country and get better, and we can leave. And basically all of the positives I tried to pull out, but the giant elephant in the room is, oh wait, that $300 billion could just be used to pay for them to go blow up Paris. I mean, I don't know. So that is a tough one. That is indeed a tough one. Alright. So we'll check X. Vice President J.D. Vance briefs members. Oh, alright. When's this starting? Started 13 minutes ago. We will begin shortly. Did it already start? No. Okay, cool. We'll just we'll watch this. How do I get to live? Alright, there we go. Good enough.
That's Robert Grace sounding good. Right now, your 2020s vibes. City Creed leads.
Alright. I will be right back too. And then hopefully when I come back, this is starting up. I didn't even know this was going on. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I wonder if it's going to be about yesterday, or if it's going to be about the thing. Oh. Alright, we'll see. Alright, I'll be right back. Hmm. Strange. I wonder, I wonder when this is supposed to start. In the meantime, I'll turn that up. Might be way too loud though, so we'll put it like right here. Massachusetts welcomes you. Pretty sure everyone's fleeing Massachusetts. Huh? Oh my god. Flashlight, flashlight, it's all flashlights. It's every single one is a flashlight. It's always been flashlight. Buy a $700 can't play it until you hand over your ID. You live in UK. Money stolen. Oof. That's a tough one. It's not our responsibility to live up to someone else's idea of who we should be. Well, that's true. Okay, definitely not following him. How do I not? Benny Johnson. Who are you? Alright, I'll give you a follow. No idea who you are, but we'll see how that goes. I don't go viral on X. Tiger mocks those waiting in line for Kai Cenat's Streamer University event in Atlanta. It's worse than being in line for a turn at the Bonnie Blue. Oh my god. That is bad. That's the song that's going viral right now. Total destruction of Israel and Iran's victory, as well as the Cornell student nuked by Joe Lonsdale for opposing the Jews. Yeah, of course. There's British people in the game.
NCAA champ, and
All right, Benny, what are you
this
saying?
is unlike any other stage in world history, and maybe will never happen again in world history. So it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that the thing about pressure is really interesting because obviously you can let it control you, or you can just meet it and attack it. And I always feel like the pressure is something that you choose, right? Like I'm not forced to fight. I don't have to go out there and do this. I want to do it. I love it. I train every day, so I'm prepared to go do my best out there. And so the pressure is something that you can look at it like, oh man, there's all this pressure. Like, how am I going to deal with this? Or you can look at it as like, hey, this is an opportunity. I get to be the one that goes out there and does this. So I'm just grateful for it, and I just try to have fun with it.
Can you tell us the behind the scenes of the walkouts? Because even as much as the fights, and I think it's the first time that you had 8 out of 8 KOs ending matches, and not to insult the work that you do in the ring, but it was, bro, the walkouts went insane. Yeah. They went insane. How did that go?
Man, it was amazing.
I did not watch
it's going to be special
that.
Just because of the circumstances.
When's this starting? Is it starting? Is it happening? Yeah. Hoping something would happen.
There, I was next to it.
Unfortunate. 30 minutes ago, announces pre-orders for GTA 5 will begin on June 25th. Alright, let's see real quick. Oh, that's it? Very retro. Nice. UK government confirms Starforge systems will be included in the under 16 social media ban. What? You allowed to see that logo? Wait, what? Oh my god, that's insane. Wow. Starforge systems. Is that because it's related to Asmongold and they don't like him? I feel like it's probably what's going on. The Sony strike has begun. Always a good thing. What is that? Why can't I see that? What's happening? Oh, that's weird. Okay. About choosing 20 years probation over prison. Divides opinions. Graphic remark about, yeah, gas prices drop. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I don't know. It's it's weird right now. It's a very strange time. This and it hasn't even happened yet. It's not happening until tomorrow. First time, 355. $4. Drivers in states like Georgia, Virginia, Kentucky, Missouri, and Minnesota are seeing even lower. At the same time, oil is heading lower as additional supply hits the market. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if China is going to be the executive overseer pretty much. I wonder if they're gonna use what China already has for technology and just implement it into their infrastructure. I could see that actually being a strategy they use. Strange though that there is nothing going on. Kinda thought there would be a something. I don't know. Strange. Oh, what's going on here? Anything? Anything at all? Probably not. That was 3 months ago. Jeez. Guy built a vending machine go-kart. Who is this guy? Maybe I'll save that for later. Saved a playlist. We'll do streaming links. Interesting. Okay. Well, since this isn't happening, or at least I don't think it is, and it's pretty much just that right now. I think that's all I need to do for the news portion. Because I don't really have much else to cover. So, I think what I'll end up doing is just coming back on later. I need to go and take care of something first. Because I got like 8 different messages about college assignments due, and I really got to get those done. So, no stock project right now, but I probably will a little later today. As for now, though, I'll probably chop this up and turn it into a video and then put it on YouTube or something. Just something simple. I don't know. But I appreciate you coming by. So if you are watching this far, thanks. And I will probably be back on later today to do some more gaming or whatever coverage. I don't know. I'll figure it out then.